Well, I've even got a shirt just for decoration, just for this video. Because Arsenal, you have your striker, you have your Swedish international, you have your European hitman. Victor Gyokeres will be wearing the red and white of Arsenal, making his debut in the Premier League against none other than my football club, Manchester United. You're going to come to Old Trafford and try and do your business. Well, I hope it doesn't happen on game week 1. Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, you better get the master plan ready. Get the book out now and start telling these players what they need to do. Because there's no way I want to see Victor Gyokeres rocking up to Old Trafford on the first weekend of the Premier League season and putting a goal past us and doing... Nah, not on my watch. Not on my watch. I'm sorry. Victor Gyokeres ain't doing none of this mask business at Old Trafford. We need to stop that. Because this is a striker that we know is prolific. In terms of what he's done at Sporting Lisbon, the number he's put up, 50 goals in the last 2 seasons, we can't question that. We can question the teams he's playing against, his overall game. But right now, when you're looking at the numbers, that's what brings excitement to Arsenal. That is what's going to make them lick their lips and think, okay, if we've got Saka, we've got Odegaard, if we've got Madueke, if we've got potentially another left winger coming into the football club, and they're putting chances on the plate for this Swedish hitman, Arsenal are going to be dangerous. There's not going to be games anymore where you're looking at Arsenal saying, can they break down this team? Can they score this goal? You know, can they get the 1-0? Can they get the 2-1 when they struggle at times? Because defensively, Arsenal are solid.
Yeah. He wasn't the guy. And, you know, listen, you got to accept that at the moment, there's not that many great strikers around the world, right? We spoke about this in the past. Yeah, you go back 10, 15 years ago, you look at the strikers around the world, mate, unbelievable strikers. Now we're talking about players like Gyokeres and Sesko going for big cash. What could Arsenal do? I mean, there's not that many strikers out there that could go for. You know, they obviously weren't going to get Isak. You know, they're not going to pay 140 mil, whatever, to get him out. So this guy's the next best for me. Well, actually, I thought Osimhen was the next best personally, but listen, no one wants to go near him for some reason. At the end of the day, yeah, Arsenal fans, and not just Arsenal fans, everyone's been saying Arsenal need a goal scorer. We've been saying that for years. Yeah, we've been saying Arsenal need a goal scorer for years, but they've gone and got one. They've gone and got Gyokeres. I think the price that they're paying looks like a pretty good price as well. Do you know what I mean? I think it's 63 million euros, which is, I think, quite cheap, really. Consider how many goals he scored last year. I mean, he's got 39 goals in the league alone. Last year, he got 29 the year before. I'm looking at that. The year before that, he got 21 in the Championship. He got 17 the year before. He scored goals for the national team when he plays for Sweden, 15 and 26. So at the end of the day, I think this ticks all the boxes. The question will be, does the way Arteta sets the team up get the best out of him and get the goals out of him? That's the question that we're going to see now. But to be honest, that's up to Arteta to do, and I think everyone will agree with that. Even the people who defend Arteta with their life will be like, Arteta's got to get the best out of him now, because if this guy walks in the door, having come off the back of 39 goals in the league, 29, 21 and 17, and then struggles to deliver the goals, I think people are going to be like, hang on a minute, that's a bit weird. You know what I mean? What's going on here? So I think it's a great signing. I think is what it keeps their title dreams alive, because if they would have got Sesko, nah, mate. So you ain't winning the Premier League with Sesko. You ain't winning the Champions League. I think this is a great signing.
I would have loved it if Manchester United had gone in and hijacked that deal. I would have loved it. Because Victor Gyokeres is a genius signing for Arsenal. It's a potentially game-changing signing for Arsenal. And we're going to talk about that. But yes, it's taken its time. There was rumours of Manchester United hijacking. And as a Manchester United fan, I did say on my channel, we're not hijacking this deal because Victor Gyokeres has made it very clear he only wants Arsenal. I would have loved for that to happen. But nope, Victor Gyokeres is Arsenal. Here we go. And I have to say, I can tell why Sporting did not want to sell him for that price, because all I'm saying is that's £55 million plus 10 million euros in add-ons. 55 million. So Sporting, here we go, Victor Gyokeres, Sporting, Arsenal, agreement in place between all parties, says Romano. But Sporting accept the last bid from Arsenal, which was 63.5 plus 10. The agent will reduce his commission. Gyokeres will sign a 5-year deal. He only wants Arsenal. He's made that clear. The first green flag for Arsenal is the player literally made it clear he only wants Arsenal. The second green flag for Arsenal is they've got their man in for pre-season, and now all they've got to do left is get that winger, that left-sided player. But Sporting have accepted the last bid from Arsenal, 63.5. That's £55 million base fee. In this market, he was only a couple million more than Madueke Gyokeres. Gyokeres has gone for the same price as Gittins, the same price as Alanga, and the same price as Kudus in this market. I can see why Sporting did not want to sell him for this price. So well done to Berta. Berta has pulled off a magical blinder at Arsenal. That's a very good signing for Arsenal. So in today's video, we're going to break down what the Gyokeres deal really tells us about Arsenal.
And as a Tottenham fan looking at this, I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I will be brutally and utterly honest. We can't even get Gibbs White over the line. The one time in my life Tottenham show ambition, show some desire to win, get Mohamed Kudus over the line, try and get Gibbs White, and then that lot down the road, Victor Gyokeres, here we go. Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein have broke the news. And Arsenal fans should be very, 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 very happy. You've just got arguably the best goal scorer in Europe. You are signing one of the most elite number 9s in world football. Top 5 strikers in the world now plays for your football club. And there are still some fans that don't agree with it. Meanwhile, we can't even get Gibbs White over the line. Now, if Arsenal now go out, which is likely to go and get either a Rodrigo or Eberechi Eze, the title race this season is going to be unbelievable. Ekitike, Wirtz, Salah, right? Unbelievable talent. Kirkes, Frimpong up against Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Gyokeres, Declan Rice, Zubimendi. It's going to be a title race for the ages. Let me tell you on that right now.
97 goals in his last 102 club games. Are you hearing those numbers? Are you hearing what I am saying there? 97 goals in his last 102 club appearances. That is elite level goal scoring. That is a man who knows. He has a knack. He has the nous. He has the wherewithal to know where the back of the net is, regardless of opposition, regardless of what's going on. Sticking the ball in the back of the net at that rate is something incredibly significant. And Arsenal have just signed him. Arsenal have gone out and they have made that statement signing. Arsenal have signed Victor Gyokeres. Could he be the marquee signing that is going to be the difference for Mikel Arteta? Is this going to be the elevation that Arsenal have so desperately needed and so desperately needed for such a long time? I feel like it could be. It's the signing that Arsenal have been waiting for 2 years. And this could be it. We have seen countless examples arrive at football clubs and that club never be the same again. One player arrives and all of a sudden the tide changes. The club never ever look the same again. There is a complete reimagination and almost a redefinition of that football club. For example, when Manchester United signed Eric Cantona, there is a pre and post Manchester United before and after Eric Cantona's arrival. When Chelsea signed Ruud Gullit, there is a pre and post Chelsea of Ruud Gullit's arrival, and it's obviously applicable to Arsenal Football Club with regard to the capture of one of the greatest footballers I have ever had the honour of watching with my own eyes, Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry arrived at Arsenal, and we can obviously draw a line in the sand on pre and post Arsenal, and they have needed this signing so desperately. Could Victor Gyokeres' arrival be the difference maker? Could it be the sea change? Could it be the statement that they need to take them from an excellent team, a serious football club, a club capable of winning any top-tier trophy, but never quite getting over the line in the Mikel Arteta era? Could he be the difference?
An early spoiler for you guys watching at home has to be, I think he scores 20 goals in the Premier League next season at a bare minimum. We could be looking at 30 plus in all competitions. Now, we can debate, maybe in different videos, a little bit closer to the start of the Premier League campaign for Arsenal, if that takes him over the line to win the Premier League and or major silverware. But I think he's got the ability, if he stays fit, alongside Saka with his fitness as well, and Odegaard, I think he could score big goals and a big amount of them too. Make sure you subscribe, as I've just said. Give me your initial thoughts. Victor Gyokeres, for the fee, it's outstanding business for Mikel Arteta. They have got a top European striker for very, very little. I mean, we're talking 63.5 million euros with add-ons close to 10 million euros. So 73.5 million euros, 65 million pounds. That's the same amount that Chelsea spent on a left back from Brighton in Cucurella. It's less than Hugo Ekitike. It's got no top level experience in the same way that Victor Gyokeres has, obviously playing in a top league in Germany. But Victor Gyokeres has scored big goals in the Champions League and a bit of experience in English football with his time in the second division, of course, as well. So Victor Gyokeres comes in with big experience. He's in his prime years. And he scores big goals. He scored more goals than he played games last season for Sporting Lisbon. 6 of them in the Champions League. A hat-trick against Man City. These are outstanding numbers.